Greetings, me old spot of dactyses, dinkles and popty pings, and how the devil are ya? I hope you're well. Right, this is going to be a tricky one. We're getting in, we're getting tipped, we need to get out. Might need a couple of shunts here. It's not handy with this guy just coming with cherry picker says a lifted boom, a thingamajig malarkey, a bit tight. Just can't quite see this side. 1 secondo, Monday. We don't like touching anything. Right, let's just level this off, that's it. The back end I'm worried about catching with that drop there. Taking my time, taking my time.
I'll pull these fancies out for you because it comes on.
Aye. Doit, very, very doit. Right, hopefully we should get out. That's the easy bit done. Nice talking to you, Alan. Nice meeting you, mate. I might be back tomorrow yet, I don't know. See you later, Paul. Cheers, mate. See you in a bit. Ah, well, there you go. That was tight, wasn't it? We got out of it, though. We couldn't go down into the compound. it was too steep to drive down into the compound, and the sections I've just delivered was top heavy. So we had to tip there just before the new bridge. This is a place called Pettinain, or Pettinain, or whatever the case may be, in Scotland, near Fife. They're building a new bridge over the River Clyde, and they've not had a bridge. The old bridge is back there. You might have just seen it on the right hand side. The old bridge is back there. I don't know what happened, whether it washed away or it was just knackered and decrepit. Well, it couldn't have washed away, it was still there, I've seen it. But it was condemned, basically, and these people around here in this village and surrounding areas have not had a bridge for about 4 or 5 years. So they're getting a new one, and yeah, I've delivered sections of it. I went to
yards, turn right.
I went to Wales yesterday, when we, not yesterday, sorry, the day before, when we tipped at, what's it, thingamajig malarkey. I'm just going to turn this off actually, because it's turned on for a postcode round corner. The original postcode and address of this was trying to take me the other side of the bridge. So I always, if I'm doing jobs like this, I always try and get a phone number and ring someone, because the original was trying to take me around the other side of the bridge, and obviously I wouldn't have got across to it, and I had to double back on myself. So I always ring someone and see what the crack is, because otherwise you might end up in lumber. So if I don't turn that off, then we're still on a private road technically, it's not open to the public yet. So if I don't turn that off, it'll keep doing me head in, trying to distract me. I'm going to, what's it call it now? I'm going to, thingamajiggy malarkey. I'm going back down to our yard basically at Longtown. I've got to call into Lockerbie first. I've tore a strap with that load I had on. One of them was catching on something yesterday, so I'm going to replace that. We're going right here, some mirrors. We're coming back out onto the public road now. We're back out of the building site. So yeah, this is Pettinain, whatever the case may be. And in years to come, future generations will have no idea who your old mate Borothea was. But in years to come, I've played my part in the putting together of that bridge. I've brought sections of it. So there you go. Here's another one coming in. There should be 3 coming in. I'll just have to have a quick word with this driver and tell him not to go any further, because there's another lad coming in who's booked in after me. A classic case of when people, well, I don't know this for a fact, but it's normally a classic case of when people don't ring up, they just come. I mean, at least this driver down here has stopped shy. I'll just have a word with them. Yeah, in years to come, I've played my part in building this bridge, and I'm quite proud of that. I am quite proud of it. Hopefully it stands for generations. After I've long gone, that bridge will still be there. When it opens up proper, I'm going to come up with wife and I'm going to drive over it and say to wife, I've brought the sections, or some of the sections, to build this bugger. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite pleased with that. Now, this is not the next guy due booked in. He's come in here, but he's not booked in till later on. I'm going to have to tell him that the next fella's on his way down. Pettinain, it's called. Pettinain, or Pettinain, whatever the case may be now. Just have a chat with this one. Alright mate, the next lad's on his way down. He was parked at Abingdon. I've rung him, he's on his way down. I was initially booked in at 8 o'clock and they told us come in for 9, but they were running late. So I've tipped and the next lad's followed me up, but he's parked at Abingdon. I've just rang him, he's on his way in now. So it's when you get, you'll see where it is there. Straight to the end of that road, turn left. But it's awkward when you get in, it's really tight. they might ask you, but when you turn in, there's some bloody porter cabins. They might ask you to drive down the hill. It's like on a 45-degree angle. I wouldn't go down with this on, so they've tipped me on where they're going to build a bridge. They've tipped me there. I can get one half off, then move over, get second half off. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, this lad's on his way down now, so I don't know what crack's going to be.
You can't what the crack is.
Pardon?
Take it, he doesn't care what the crack is.
Ah, he knows he's in after me, so he's on his way down. So I've told him which way I've come in. So I've just told him same as I've told you. Yeah, he knows what crack is like. Yeah.
He would tell me right up there, turn right.
Aye, yeah. Ah, but that original postcode takes you to the other side of the bridge, and you've not got access to it there. So, aye. So I stopped at Abingdon this morning, and then I rang the fella called Alan. Nice old chap like, but yeah. I wouldn't go down there. There's not enough room for you all down there, like. So you might want to wait here and sort it out between each other, lad. What's coming in? Yeah, bother. All right.
All I'm doing is I'm cold.
I don't blame you, pal. Down there, turn right. They'll sort you out, the good lads. See you later, mate. I'll go past me then, lad, because I'll not get past bin. Go on, lad, you get going. Just let him come through us. Alrighty tighty, so on we go. There you go. That's the next guy. So yeah, there was initially there was a big drop, like a downhill bit into a compound. The stuff I had on was top heavy, so there's no way I was going down there. So they tipped me at the top, which was just a little bit of an awkward reverse round, but nothing I've not done. I mean, this is not a rear steer, this is a normal 45-foot trailer. It's nothing I've not done before. Now it phases me now, do you know what I mean? Once you've... Like I say, I will always be grateful to A.W. Jenkinson's, because I cut my teeth with A.W. Jenkinson's, do you know what I mean? So I will always be grateful. The places I went to with Jenkies, the experience-wise, is second to none. I will always be extremely grateful for that. A little touch more would be handy, mate. I don't want to go in this dike here, you see. Just mindful. I don't want to put a tyre down here, it'll drag me in. After just getting out of there and what's it called? After just getting out of there and then passing another truck, I don't want to go in that dike. So I'm going back out the way I've come in, and this road now should take us straight back out. Fingers crossed. This will take us back out to the A73. So if I make a left-hand turn on the 73, yeah, we're heading for Lanark basically, but we're not going to Lanark. When we get to the next crossroads, it should be a left-hand turn back onto A73. That'll run us down to Abingdon. We'll pull shy there, I'll pull up at Abingdon. I'm hoping for seat next lad coming in, because I'll have to tell him don't go down because somebody's just muffed you, pal. I weren't going to argue with that driver then. He said he's been told to come in, so I didn't know. So I'll just tell the next driver, and that's that. Nothing to do with me. Well, there was another guy in after me, and he's pulled up at Abingdon Services because I've just rang him before I've come in. I've no idea who that fella was, but I've done my job. Do you know what I mean? To be fair, we were all given a number for the contact on site to ring, but I know there's 5 of us coming in today, and I was first in here. First up, best dressed. Shy Burns get nothing. Mirrors. So yeah, in future generations, hopefully that bridge lasts 100 years. I hope that bridge lasts 100 years or more. 100 years or more, that bridge. Long after I've gone, people will be driving over that with no idea that your old mate Borothea, delivered sections of it. I should have bloody wrote my name on, shouldn't I? Well, yeah. Just like the men has built that dry stone wall there. I've no idea who they was, but somebody did it. You know what I mean? That dry stone wall here. Somebody did it. I don't think bother. These are bonny houses, see. And see that main road there? I think that's where we're going to be turning. That's where we're going to be turning left. Some mirrors. There is a main road right up ahead up there. That'll be the E73. Hey, that's timed it right. Here's the next lad. I'll have to tell him now. This one will not be happy. Mirrors. I'll wait for him here. Is he waiting for me? I think he's waiting for me. Looks like he is. Yeah, he's waiting on me. He's waiting on me by the looks of it. This lad's not going to be happy now. You're going to have to find somewhere to pull in. The lad in the Iveco's fucking muffed you. He was waiting as I was coming out. I've told him you was in next. He said, well, I've been told to come in. So he's gone in. So it's tight down there, like. Don't go into the site, you'll not get two of you in. You'll have to try and find. There is a bit of a wide space down there.
So he's just fucking done his own thing?
He's fucking muffed you. He was waiting. It's tight. When I come out the site, he was there. And I've had to fucking go past him, like.
Right,
So he's muffed you. Lad at Iveco.
Right.
But you'll not get two of you in that site, like. You've no chance.
I'll find somewhere down there.
There is a little bit of a pull-in gap. Don't come off this road now. Keep on this road. And you'll see a right hand turn and then there's a fork road at end. Ignore them, just keep on this road all the way down.
Stay left.
Stay left. All the way down and then you'll see fucking sight comes up on your left once you go through the village. Right. Alright pal.
Did you tell the site that you want bringing the next one?
Aye, I've told him that you're waiting at Abington. I said there's two of us. I said there's 5 coming in all together and there's me and another lad come from Abington. So alright pal. I shouldn't laugh. It's tight in it. I've had it done to me before. You know, it's some just turn up. It's one of them. You've got five drivers all loaded with the same thing and all set sail at pretty much the same time yesterday. Then sooner or later, someone's going to have cross wires. But hey, we've done our bit. We're out. And I've told him, lad. This is what I've told him. It is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? But they'll sort it out between them. I'm sure they will. The big lads. Anyway, we're on the A73. Now this should take us back down towards Abingdon. And I will cut this video short because I'm going to run back into our yard at Larker a bit. I'm going to get myself a couple of new straps, and then I'm going to head down to Longtown, put this load on for. I'm going to be putting a load on for Avonmouth. So I think there's no guarantees here with this job, but I think I'll be more than likely going back to the same place, loading bridge parts for back up here. But at least I'll know where it is then, won't I? You know what I mean? All fun and games. All fun and games in the haulage industry. Some mirrors, road's a little bit uneven. Road conditions are dry, it's not raining. There is some dark grey clouds about though. Yeah, they were good people on that site. There was a fella there called Alan, an old chap. Ex-army man. He's had something to do with Marines and that when he was younger. Combat engineer, but done the amphibious bit and all, you know, Marines and Marine engineer and all that. Been all over the world when he was younger. And then when he left the army after 22 years, retired and, he was already a fully trained engineer, so he's just got into civil engineering and building bridges. Been all over the world doing it. All over the world, Alan. You could tell he was ex-army. His boots were polished. He had the toes. The toes were bald on his work boots. Beautiful day. Beautiful day up here in Bonnie, Scotland. Don't know what you can see of this out here, but it just looks lovely. I just love it. It's lovely. We're going to get fuel as well whilst we're in Lockerbie. Be rude not to. Just over a quarter of tanks. Enough. I mean, technically we've enough to get us down to Longtown, but I'm calling into Lockerbie anyway to our yard, so I might as well just call in and get my straps replaced. Stinking rotten swine. Yeah, it'll be fun and games there. I don't think they'll fall out, I don't think they'll argue. I think they'll just, is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? You heard me tell Thurston, there's another lad on his way in, he's booked in after me and he's coming. Ah well, leave them to it. Done my bit, we're delivered, we're tipped, we're away. First up, best rest. Actually, there's some rather dark clouds clouds over there now. I think it's going to rain. I think it's going to rain, you know. Looks like there's a coach pulled up on left hand side here. I think it's in a lay-by, so it's alright. There was no hazards on it, so I knew it wasn't broke down. Mirrors. There is a vehicle approaching us from behind. It's like a mustardy colour. I think it might be a Vauxhall or something, but it doesn't matter. It's approaching us from behind at a rapid rate of knots. Mirrors. We're going to go straight on here for the M74. I think it's a Peugeot actually. Mirrors, mindful, this one's pulling out. Well, two of them have. Mirrors, we're 9 miles off Abingdon. That mustard coloured car's pulled off, so we're alright. Mirrors. I was going to do a video yesterday when I was leaving this place where I loaded the bridge parts down to the side of Chepstow, but it turned out I'd been to the industrial estate before with Yankees, so I knew where I was going when I had a look. But somebody rang me and I ended up on phone for a while, so by the time I'd come out of there I went to Seven View Services for fuel, and by the time I'd got out of Seven View, it's a pretty boring mundane ride then. It's just M4, M5, M6, straight up here, M74. So I didn't bother. I've not had a bad week so far, to be honest. Ran out on Sunday, ran all the way down to Furham. Waiting around for an eternity, got that tip, ran from Furham to the side of Chepstow in South Wales, boy. Oh! By the time I got there, because we was delayed on the first side, by the time I got there I couldn't get loaded until yesterday morning. So I loaded that yesterday morning, turned up here, and I rang that Alan chap yesterday and he said, nah, we'll be going home in a bit by the time you get here. Come in tomorrow morning. I said, right on. So then I've just stopped at Lockerbie last night, tipped that this morning. Now I'm going back to Longtown to load for Avonmouth, so I'm happy with that. And the chances are Avonmouth to the side of Chepstow is not a million miles away. It's literally right on doorstep. So the chances are I'll be back into the same place to put bridge parts on, come back up here. It's Thursday tomorrow. Maybe get this tip Friday. That'll be me done. I'm off next week. Jobs are good. You can't say further than that. Well, I suppose you can't if you have a problem pronouncing your F's and your T's. But yeah, we're back on a normal trailer now. We're back on a normal 45 foot long trailer. Which I think is a lot better and a lot easier than the rear steers. The rear steers are them urban ones, so they're about, I'd say about 40 foot, about 5 foot shorter. Yeah, the urban rear steers, I think they're about 40 foot, about 5 foot shorter. But they're handy for getting into really awkward little spots. But the thing is, if it's too tight, once you take the lock off, if it's not straight, the thing will still keep bloody coming round. You know what I mean? I'd much rather have a normal one on. But as I was saying at the start of this video before we got talking to the first fella, nothing phases me anymore. Going into tight spots now, it does not bother me. at all. Because I cut my teeth at A.W. Jenkinson's. So I will always be grateful to Jenkins for giving me my first start. I did 4 years for Jenkins, basically. I did my apprenticeship at A.W. Jenkinson's. Well, I didn't do I never did an official apprenticeship. I've never done an official apprenticeship. I just passed my test, and Jenkins was the first job I got. So I've cut my teeth and made my mistakes and learned. Every day is still a learning curve. Every day is still a school day. But with being on for Jenkins, you get all over UK in some of the tightest shitholes possible. Cesspits. Absolute cesspits. But it's a great learning curve and a great experience. Now I've got the experience, do you know what I mean? Whereas I know it's a struggle for people when they first pass the test, nobody wants to take them on. But yet you apply for your job, mirror, just backing it right off of you. You apply for a job with anybody and they won't take you on unless you've got experience. They won't take you on unless you've got experience. Well, it's a catch-22. How do you get that experience if nobody will give you your first start? Well, I was lucky to get mine with A.W. Jenkinson's. There are opportunities out there. Go for agencies, go for Stobbarts. Stobbarts are always... A lot of people slag Stobbarts off and slate and badmouth them. I've met many good drivers what work for Stobbarts. Or Stobarts, as people like to call it. I've met many good drivers. There are a few bad ones, you get that everywhere. There were some bad ones at A.W. Jenkinson's, you don't need bother. But there were some bloody good ones as well. So there's always opportunities out there, but people start moaning and saying, oh, I've passed my test, I can't get a job, I've been looking for a job for 6 months, just mindful there's a car coming up my arse, blacking with a roof rack on. I can't get a job, I've passed my test, I've been trying for 6 months, nobody I'm sending me CVs out. Well, the thing is, don't send your CVs out. Get out there, do it the old-fashioned way, mirrors mindful, this thing's overtaking me. Get out there, start knocking on doors, introduce yourself, hand your CV out in person with a covering letter. Go in, knock on, hi, are you alright, how you doing, my name's... Introduce yourself, get that face to face. You might get 9 doors slammed in your face, but the 10th one will open. Do you know what I mean? So it's worth it. Shy burns get nothing. Shy burns get fuck all. So get yourself out there and start asking. That's what I did. When I knew I was doing my class 2 and then I knew I was going to go for class 1, I got out there and started knocking on doors. And as soon as I passed my class 2, I started banging on doors. Right, I've passed my class 2, I don't want to do class 2, I'm going straight for class 1. What you got for me? I'm a new pass, but I'm a good lad. And I got a couple of rejections, but A.W. Jenkinson's like the cut of my jib, and they invited me in for an interview and to meet me. And I wasn't guaranteed a job, but they invited me in to meet me and said, right, you seem like a decent lad, you pass your test, we'll give you a job. We can't give you a job until you pass your test on class 1. So as soon as I passed my test on class 1, I passed my test I already had it in writing, the contract of employment, on condition that I passed my test. So I passed my test on the Friday and I started on the Monday. Done a 2-day induction. I was babysat Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with a driver trainer from Lockerbie. We just did day runs around Cumbria. The following Monday I was out on my fucking own. We're only a phone call away. Take your time, don't do anything stupid. Mind how you get on. If you need us, this is the phone. And you're straight in at the deep end. Looking back, it's the best thing they could have done with me. I wouldn't have wanted them to babysit me now for months on end. Best thing they could have done with me was throw me in at the bloody deep end. Because you either sink or swim. Don't get me wrong, some people are not cut out for it. They're not. They're just destined to be backing on bays at RDC centres. But even that's not the easiest of jobs. I've been into RDC centres and I've backed on bays, and some of them are at right bloody awkward angles. So you've still got to know how to reverse, and you've still got to drive to the RDC. But some of these kind of jobs are not for the faint-hearted, they're really not. And Jenkins is definitely not for the faint-hearted. but a lovely company and lovely people. I will never publicly badmouth Jenkins, mate. They took me on when I had no experience in giving me first start and I cut my teeth with them. So I will always be grateful. But it's a big world out there now, do you know what I mean? Mirrors. Ay, conga, a stinking rotten twonga, la 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 la, diddlum da da da. That was the Ay conga by Bobby Morris Picking and his Fettinain 4. Very next on BBC Six Music, we've got Bobby Morris Picking and his Fettinain 4, called the Ay conga. First released in 1968 by Dave Bogie and the 5-4 men. So it never took off really, so they re-released it under the new name of Bobby Morris Picking. Not to be mistaken, of course, with Bobby Morris Picking and his Crypt Kickers, who originally did the song The Monster Mash. Anyway, after that we've got the news, and then we don't do travel updates here on Six Music because we don't give a fuck. That plays next then. With me, your old mate Borothea. Mirrors, mindful. We're going to go right at this roundabout. A702 Carlisle, M74. Bumpy. Mindful. Crystal balls, I see. Just started indicating lastminute.com. Mindful. 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 Oh, we're indicating. Go on then, why not? Mindful. Don't know where the last one's going. No indicator? Oh, just go on then, yeah. Mindful. Gotta have a crystal ball on dashboard here with this. None of them indicate. As soon as you pull out, they're all coming your way. And they'll all start braying on and calling you a wanker. Idly, 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 idle. Mirrors. Right, I think there's a lay-by just before Abington. I don't really want to pull into services, but we have to, we will. It's a bit of a ball ache just for stop a video. A video! I think there's a lay-by, but I'm pretty sure it's on bloody right-hand side, and it might be, if somebody's in it, it'd be awkward. So we'll just throw it into Abington, just while we set it out here. I think that's a long enough video there. Mirrors. Mirror on the bathroom, sticky rotten swining shoe. Yeah, there's a 4 before there, so it'll be a bit awkward get the angling, and there's another wagon coming towards us, so we'll just quickly throw it into services and then we'll set her off. Some mirrors, signals on. Coming across here. There is 2 vehicles behind us, but they're a good distance away, so it's no minor. Mirrors, mindful. Mirrors, we're clear, we're out. Mirror in your bathroom. Cafe bar, parking junction 14, Crawford. Civic. Right, we'll swiftly drop him into here. You stay there, you silver van. Thank you. We'll swiftly drop him into here. We'll set her out here. Mirror on bathroom, stinking rotten swining shoe. There's a car up the arse now. I don't know what the problem is. And we can't get in. Right, we'll carry on. We'll go round. I'm not pissing about. I'm not backing in bays. I literally want 10 seconds just for set her out here. So we'll go round. We'll take him round, lad. Take him round now, lad. We'll take him round now, lad. Oh, we'll fetch him round. Car up me arse again. Right, I've been your old mate Borothea once again. You, my friend, have been beautiful. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm just going to quickly, briefly pull over here and just end this video. Right, thanks very much for watching. Join me on the next one. I hope you've enjoyed that. Be seeing you. Ta-ra.